Hey, welcome everyone. We're going to talk about 3 unconventional ways for list building. And if you're live, do me a favor, comment live below so we know if this is a good time for you. And comment replay below if you're catching the replay, because we'd love to get those stats. Now, I came across these 3 unconventional ways recently from one of my clients. She got over 16,000 organic, that's free, traffic hitting her website, her lead magnet, where she offers something in free for exchange for your email list. And I went, oh my God. I feel like I've been hiding under a rock the last few years because I didn't know about how fantastic this traffic tactic was and email list building strategy was until my God, we're looking at our client stuff now. Now, don't get me wrong, paid traffic works as well. In the summer, we did a challenge for her with less than $2,000 of ad spend. We brought in $75,000 in sales in less than 2 weeks. But you don't want to launch every single month because it gets exhausting, doesn't it? So wouldn't it be cool if you had a organic way to get traffic, or in other words, a free way? So I took some notes here, and you can see my notes here because I didn't want to forget telling you one of these 3 ways. And the most exciting thing is that I'm going to share with you. Yep, you got to stay till the end. This will be a 10-minute video or less. The third way is the most powerful. That's what got her over 16,000 visitors to her landing page. And that was in a 3-month period. So, and it's all free. Okay. So, okay. I said this is an unconventional way to get traffic and build your list. Let me explain some foundational stuff first. I certainly hope to make this successful to go out, even if you're recording these short videos or getting traffic to your offer. You have to make sure that you have an email sequence in place. And that means some automated way, even while you sleep, where someone enters an email for your free thing, your free lead magnet. Then this computer, your free virtual employee, is sending an email a day, for instance, excuse me, over say the next 3 to 7 days, with more about you, bonding with. I'm going to take a drink of coffee here while I'm trying to clear my throat. The purpose of an email sequence is to let your ideal customer know who you are, what you have to offer, how you can help them. And if you combine that in sort of a sequence of emails, that's going to help you tremendously to make kind of the holy grail of what we all want: more passive income, or get your calendar booked with more calls for people who are interested maybe in buying your coaching offer, right? Does that make sense? Or maybe selling your course. So now that we have that in place, that I was on, hey, foundationally, you need to have some kind of website or page where people can enter their sacred email address in exchange for something of amazing value from you to start the relationship or the bonding with your potential customer. Then let's talk about these 3 unconventional ways that I think are really going to knock your socks off. And I promise you, if you implement this into your business, you're going to see results. Okay. So the first way, you may or may not have ever heard of this, but it's using a tool called SimilarWeb. It's just similarweb.com, and you can do a 7-day free trial version of it. And I'm not going to talk about SEO, search engine optimization. Some of you might think, oh, she's going to talk about SEO. I'm not. Listen, there's 101 ways to get traffic to your landing page, to build your email list, but I'm just going to talk about 3 ways that I've seen working really well now, today, 2023, right? So what you do when you go to SimilarWeb, just go there and get a free account, okay, for 7 days, right? And then find I call it the abundance analysis, because the world is abundant, and the more people that sell something like you or what you have to offer, then you're building the entire marketplace up, right? So find a competitor, someone who has your audience that's ahead of you in your business, already has, maybe they're making more money or they have a bigger brand, but they have similar people they sell to, maybe even a similar offer. So enter that website in the SimilarWeb, and it's going to come back to you and tell you where all their traffic is coming from. And this is huge for a couple of reasons, but I'm going to just tell you one important reason in context for this particular video. Did you know that you can click this little button called keywords in SimilarWeb? And if you like this, hit a heart, by the way. I love seeing the hearts. Thank you so much. So thank you there. What you do is you go to SimilarWeb, you enter keywords, and then what's going to pop out and keyword phrases are the phrases people are looking for that then get to that person's website, right? We're talking like millions of dollars being made this way. Okay. And hundreds of thousands of traffic, visitors to someone's website occurs this way. But I'm not talking SEO. What I'm talking about is then use those keyword phrases. Are you ready for this? This blew my client away when I gave her screenshots of one of her competitors and said, go create one video a week, like whether it be a Facebook Live or YouTube video, both. Like right now, we're using StreamYard and we're streaming to YouTube and Facebook right now. And the title of the keyword search is the title of your video. All right. So let me give you a concrete example. You might be wondering, what the heck is Maria talking about? One of my clients is a coach, spiritual coach, right? Kind of in the angel woo-woo niche. And so we looked at a competitor that is ahead of her, that's making more than $1 million a year. And I'm just going to look over to the right screen here because I've got two screens. And so some of the search terms, 777 meaning. 777 meaning. Another search term is spiritual meaning of tingling in left foot. Come on now. Spiritual meaning of tingling in left foot. Would you have ever known to do a video about that on YouTube or on your Facebook Live or in your Facebook group with that title, right? No, you probably wouldn't have. And listen, there's like literally 100 titles now. She's set for content for way more than the next 6 months now. Okay. If she just did one live a week, that's 4 times 6 months. That's 24. So she actually has 100, but I just gave her 24. Here's your next 6 months content plan for your lives. Boom. Let's go. Okay. How cool is that? If you like that on a scale of 1 to 10, comment below. If you've never heard of that strategy, I kind of think you probably haven't. Comment 10 below if you like that strategy. And if you're going to implement it, comment 1 if you think that's a boring strategy, because, hey, I thrive by feedback. So I really want to know your feedback on that tip number 1. Okay. So the overall strategy obviously is showing up, being visible, doing a Facebook Live or a YouTube video, or maybe a LinkedIn video, Instagram, wherever you want to go. It could even be TikTok and YouTube. And if you do it in shorts on TikTok, it has to be 60 seconds or less. So you're going to have to talk real fast to cover that topic. However, then go to SimilarWeb. That's the twist of this, the unconventional way. Go to SimilarWeb and find out key search terms that your audience, your own potential customers are searching for and dying to know more about. And then use what we know is working now. Use those titles for the titles of your videos. Makes sense, right? Okay. So that's strategy way number 1. Okay. Let's go to strategy way number 2. And remember, strategy way number 3 is going to knock your socks off. And it's the way my client got over 16,000 unique visitors. And she makes passive money from this, by the way. She just sent me an email the other day. It was Thursday, in fact. She said, oh my God, I got 9 sales in 2 hours. This is all because of this traffic, y'all. So, okay. But before I share that tactic, let's go to unconventional way number 1 to build your list, right? So I call it the curiosity experiment, right? So what I mean by that is just be curious to try a bunch of different ways to get traffic to build your list, because you don't know which way is totally going to work. And sometimes your mind, we have this negativity bias going on in the mind, and you might try one way, like, oh, Maria, well, I tried YouTube Shorts. I don't think it really worked for me. Well, you have to treat this as an experiment. You yourself an experiment in your mind. If you switch around to, oh, these things just don't work for me, I don't know what I'm doing. If you switch that around to, I have infinite earning potential. That sentence in your brain, I have infinite earning potential, and I'm going to be curious and try different ways and see which way works. Because maybe out of 10 ways, maybe 7 ways work. Okay. So tip number 2 is more of a mindset. Unconventional way for list building is figure out the sentences going on in your mind and then use a more powerful sentence to drive how you feel about your business, how you feel about list building, how you feel about getting traffic, how you feel about being visible. And then when you feel more curious, perhaps the feeling is curious, then when you feel curious, you're going to take certain actions that propel your business forward. And the results then you get from that are that your business grows. Does that make sense? And your list builds. All right. So that's the second unconventional way. All right. The third unconventional way, this is the one that you may have heard of this way, but I'm going to say it with a twist. Okay. This is the third way that got my client over 16,000 visitors for free. And she sent me that email. Oh my God, Maria, I made 9 sales in 2 hours. Okay. It's being a podcast guest. All right. Now here's a twist to it though, because there are some people out there, and they're all amazing, who teach you how to be a guest on a podcast. The problem is, because one of my clients even paid a boku amount of money to a what do you call it? Like an agency that specializes in helping you get on other people's podcasts. And after 6 months, she stopped it because she said this doesn't work, and that's okay. She was curious, and she treated herself as an experiment. But that's because I was thinking about it. There's a twist that she did not use. And if you're listening to this, forgive me for giving you as an example, but I won't name your name. But what was missing was a really good bait, or I like to call ages ago when I had the social media certification program, when we're like 12 years ago, when I was certifying people in how to be a social media manager and make more than 4K plus a month as a social media consultant. One of the things that I taught was to create a mousetrap for getting clients. And I say mousetrap because I want you to imagine, how, there's the mousetrap and there's cheese. What's your cheese? What's your bait? Right. And as Sally just wrote in, thank you, Sally, the hook that gets the look, right? So what are you going to, when you are a podcast guest for someone else, what is that thing you're going to offer for free for those podcast listeners that is the most persuasive pre-framing way for those listeners that are really warm to you because you're a guest on someone else's podcast? They are recommending you by nature of association. It's so powerful. So you have credibility, authority right away. But how can you can I talk about it? Persuasively pre-frame for future interactions that person that's listening to then go to the website you're saying, like, for instance, we have IamPossibleNow.com, which, hey, would you like to have a case study where one of our clients made more than $30,000 per month using this 3-step strategy? Just go to IamPossibleNow.com. So that's an example of one of our baits, right? But you need to have the right bait. And what one of my clients has is she has a book. All right. Now, she also has other cool things like a 7-day free it's called the 7-day Angel Experiment Challenge, and teaches you how to communicate with angels, because her upsell is a $1,500 academy course, having more intuition and personal development type course. So that bait makes sense to each step of the way. Does this make sense? To persuasively pre-frame that person to take step 1, go to the website. Step 2, enter their email in that sacred exchange for 7 days of powerful messages and emails and ways teaching that potential person how to communicate with angels. And then after the 7 days, when she does offer another product, like how to increase your intuition, how to communicate with angels, or hey, hey, would you like to buy my guardian angel meditation? And her big kahuna signature course, would you like to increase your intuition and get certified in angel communication, healing others as well, and becoming a coach? So it all makes sense. That each step of the way of that customer journey makes sense. That's what you need to think about. And that's the difference when you just think, oh gosh, I need traffic. Oh gosh, I had this amazing Facebook ad that just showed up to me about hiring someone to go get me as a guest on other people's podcasts. But what's missing, often the missing link after you spend all that time and energy maybe talking to other people on other people's podcasts, is that you didn't have the right bait. Or maybe you didn't have any bait at all. Like that's not a good situation. So going back full circle to what I talked about at the beginning of this little mini training here, 3 unconventional ways for list building, is that make sure you have your foundations in place. You have a nice like lead magnet list building strategy that takes that potential customer from step 1, going to the page, entering the email, all the way to step Z, or step 3, where they actually buy your thing that makes the most sense. It's got to like be congruent. Does that make sense? So there you have it. And to sum up the 3 unconventional ways, number 1 was use SimilarWeb. Go get yourself a free account. You can do it for 7 days and you'll have your 6 months of content all written out for you. Do a Facebook Live or YouTube Live like I'm doing right now. It doesn't have to be an hour long. It can be like 5 to 10 minutes. And I'm not talking about shorts, because shorts is powerful. We even have a short video content club where we work with you every month live to help you get your short videos done and dusted, up and launched on whether it be TikTok, YouTube, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, LinkedIn, etc. But this strategy of going live once a week and being visible is huge. All right. And use SimilarWeb. Number 2, be curious. Treat yourself as an experiment. Use the powerful sentences in your mind to bring you the results that you're looking for in your life and your business. And number 3, become a podcast guest with a twist, right? Doesn't cost you any money to become a podcast guest, but the twist is have something that makes sense for those audience listeners to want to develop a relationship with you. And then you are persuasively pre-framing them for the next interaction with you is to buy from you, your offer. All right. So love and light to you. I hope you like this. Comment below if you have any questions. I can always come back and do another live and answer any questions that these 3 ways may have. Maybe let your mind marinate on these 3 ways, and you might come back to me with some other questions. And as always, and when you are doing live, end your live with a call to action. So I got to practice what I preach. So head on over to impossiblenow.com. That's the website name. I'll actually just stick it in as a banner so you can actually see it. So I'm going to create a banner here because I'm using StreamYard. It's actually kind of cool. Just go to impossiblenow.com and I'm going to add that banner and show it. There you go. Go to impossiblenow.com to get your free, absolutely free case study, how one of our clients made well over $30,000 per month using the strategy we reveal in that case study. So love and light to you. Have a fantastic day, no matter where you are, no matter what day you're watching on this, and love and light to you. Mwah.